Good morning and welcome to Newswatch Today. I'm Summer Ottershot.
And I'm Raylan Lakatos. Animal Rescue is seeking help from students.
And President Biden seeks to help Ukraine in trying times.
Cameron Lee is here with your forecast, and Emmeline Perkins has your latest sports news. This is Newswatch Today.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Right now we have our first look at the weather. Cameron, how is it looking out there?
Thanks, Summer. Well, happy to report currently when I stepped outside, it was the warm 60-degree weather. But as we move later into today, it's only going to warm up from there with highs around 72. The only real thing to note, though, is those showers that we're probably going to start to feel throughout the day and become heavy later tonight. That's all for now. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Cameron. I guess we'll know more in just a little while during your full forecast.
I am glad I packed my umbrella today.
Me too.
An animal rescue in Kansas City is pairing up with high school students for an interesting mission. Wayside Waves is a program that has been pairing up high schoolers and cats so that they can enjoy a good book together. The cats benefit from the students reading to them and by learning more how to interact with humans and by showing that humans can be kind and good. And the students benefit from becoming a stronger reader and not having to worry about the cats judging them for any mistakes they may make. As the federal pandemic program that helped pay for students' meals is over and food prices continue to go up, some schools are struggling to handle student lunch debts. The Meade School District in South Dakota lunch debt is $500 higher than it was before the pandemic, and to cover those losses, the community is pitching in. Different businesses, individuals, and organizations in the area have been donating money to the school. And as great as that is, it is still not keeping pace with the inflating prices of food. And when the program was finished, lunch participation dropped about 20%, which is concerning considering that not all students eat enough food when they are at home. Evangel University is going to host their first annual Veteran Valor Day. Jade Heinzman has all the details.
Coming up on April 14th, Evangel University will be hosting its first annual Veteran Valor Day. This will be a day dedicated to local veterans and active duty service members. Individuals will be asked to attend a luncheon in Evangel's cafeteria, but prior to that, they are invited to a chapel service in Spence Chapel where there will be military recognition. This is a great way for students and faculty to not only honor the individuals who have served and are currently serving our country, but also gives them a moment to learn more about the people who have sacrificed so much. Student Sadie Chisholm gives insight to the opportunity this will give the student body.
This is a great opportunity for our student body, especially because these families and these veterans have given up so much for us, so this is a great way for us to reach out and just be able to thank them.
After the service and luncheon, students and faculty will have the opportunity to meet with the individuals on the quad. This will be a time where they will be able to interact with the veterans and ask them questions while also showing their appreciation and respect. This is the first Veteran Valor Day, but Evangel is hoping to make this event an annual gathering. If you are interested, you can RSVP at evangel.edu/Veteran Valor Day. Festivities for the first annual Veteran Valor Day will begin at 11:30 a.m. and go until 1 o'clock p.m. We hope to see you there. Reporting live for Newswatch, I'm Jade Heinzman.
On Monday, Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced they are authorizing an additional $350 million in security aid for Ukraine. Blinken says Ukraine will get more ammunition for U.S.-provided rocket launchers and weapons. It will also get ammunition for Bradley infantry fighting vehicles, HARM missiles, anti-tank weapons, riverine boats, and other equipment, which will be pulled directly from U.S. weapons stocks and shipped quickly to Ukraine. Earlier this month, the U.S. approved a $400 million equipment package that included a system used to launch bridges to cross trenches and narrow water obstacles. So far, the U.S. has committed more than $32 billion in aid to the war-torn country. In an effort to enhance its student experience, Evangel University announces a partnership with Sodexo to provide dining services at the university. Sodexo will rebrand and invigorate Evangel's dining hall with new station designs and menus, working with students and leadership to innovate for the future. Evangel community members may place mobile orders, view menus, nutrition, information, and meal plan accounts through Sodexo's mobile app or sodexomyway.com. Freshman Eli Strong shares his anticipation for the new change.
Well, I'm really excited that the food quality should be better, and I just can't wait for all the gains I'm about to get with all the new food. Like, I'm expecting a really high protein diet next semester, and I'm just overjoyed, truly.
Additional enhancements will continue throughout next academic year, including a chef on call, available for after-hour meal purchases, and 24/7 market kiosks for healthy on-the-go meal options. Sodexo dining programs will begin this summer.
Up next, we'll be talking with Ben Paris about the upcoming musical.
This and more when we get back after this break.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
In a memo to staff Monday, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy said 9,000 jobs will be cut. That's on top of the 18,000 they already cut earlier this year. Jassy said the fresh round of job cuts will take place in the coming weeks, and those working in the company's web services, people experience and technology solutions, advertising, and Twitch will be affected. Like many tech companies who grew during the COVID-19 pandemic, the e-commerce giant is doing major cost cutting. Just last week, Facebook parent company Meta said it was laying off an additional 10,000 workers. That's on top of the 11,000 announced late last year. Spring break is history for Evangel students this year, with classes starting back up this week. Evangel students are back in full swing, with all classes resuming this semester after a week off from their education. March 20th marked the return date for students as they begin the final home stretch of the spring 2023 semester. The mental effect of students returning from break is a point of interest for Evangel residents. Many students are returning from long trips and extensive travels, but are the students actually back? After speaking with Evangel resident assistant Hunter Arnold, he noted that some students on his floor are mentally still back at home.
Yeah, I think everyone's ready to be done. If it's negative, I think we can probably put some floor events in, get some more community going, and just get everybody revved up.
While Hunter works to end the post-break blues, the student body will do the same. Summer Roddershot is standing by with a special guest. Summer?
Thanks, Raylan. With me today is Ben Paris, one of the lead actors in Evangel University's upcoming musical. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Ben. So could you tell us what is the musical that's coming up, and can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so Children of Eden is the musical that we're doing. It is a nice twist on some of the stories in Genesis. I wouldn't say that it's quote for quote biblical, but it's more of the story.
Sure.
It talks about Adam and Eve, and it goes into Cain and Abel. And there's a father figure that we don't call God, but because kind of an unplayable role. But we call him Father, but he's there. And so with Cain and Abel, we switch to Noah, which is the second act. So Noah, the flood, and a great plot in there as well. So, yeah.
So how far into the Bible does this go? Because it's all a part of Genesis, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it goes into right after the flood.
Okay.
Rainbow, and then
the rainbow, and then cuts.
Then cut.
What led you to pursue acting?
That I gotta go back for that. That's a long time ago. I would probably say I used to do the little musicals back in fourth grade, the Christmas productions,
Sure.
that our mom and dads would sign us up for. And we didn't know what we were getting into. And I think I enjoyed it a little too much. And making videos when I was a young kid with all my buddies and posting them on YouTube. And thankfully, I think they're gone now. But those were some great times. And I think that's really what started it. Also, my love for movies
Sure.
really had a big part of it as well.
And then what is your role in this upcoming musical?
So I'm playing Noah. So that second act is kind of like... to say it in lack of better words, my act,
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I'll be in that one singing and saying lines, so yeah.
Very exciting. What are some challenges and highlights that you've experienced from the show so far?
So this show it's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot going on. Evangel does an amazing job with the shows. I love my directors, Lori Lally and Dr. Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
They're awesome. And they really have brought joy to us, and it's a stressful time for a lot of us because the end of school's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think time commitment is definitely one of the struggles that we have, and just making sure that we are working outside of rehearsal. But the best part about it is we're all a huge family, and at the end of the day, we're telling a story that shares God's love, and that makes it a whole lot easier. So it's been a great experience, and it's going to turn out to be amazing.
That is so exciting. How soon is the musical coming up, and how long have you guys been working on it? Because it takes a long time to put this together.
Yeah, well, we've been working on it for quite a while now. I'd probably say like almost 2 months. It really is a quick turnaround. I know some productions do like a whole year, and then they go on. Yeah, we have our first show next Thursday,
Okay.
And I believe it's March 30th, and then we skip, and that's on Thursday. So we're gonna skip a Friday, and then we go right to that April 1st and 2nd.
Okay.
And then Easter's that next weekend, so we're not gonna do a show then. And then that next weekend, which will be April 14th, 15th, and 16th, is when the shows are.
Okay, so is that spanning 2 weekends or 3 weekends?
Two weekends. But we will break right in between them.
I was gonna say that's gonna put a little bit of a lack in there, because you're like, oh, we did this show, and then you took a break, and then you're like, oh, wait, we gotta do it again really quickly.
It's nice. It's nice to get those rehearsals in.
Sure. No, that definitely makes sense. Is there a piece of advice that you would give a student at Evangel, or like not at Evangel, that would be interested in acting? What would it be?
I would say just go for it. There's so many people that try acting, that try doing movies and stuff like this so late. And it's like, man, I won't have this resource because I won't be in college anymore. I won't be able to do this kind of stuff because I don't have the opportunities that I would have here or in high school or middle school. So get started early. Just try it out. It's really not going to hurt you. I promise you, you're going to have a great time. Everybody always loves it. And it's always going to be a good experience.
That's awesome. And so you've been acting for a while now, but how have you seen a difference working with college professors who are like helping you advance towards that?
It's been very fun. That's more than anything. But you learn a lot about yourself, what kind of gets you to that emotional state when it comes to more serious stuff, or what lightens up your mood.
Yeah.
So I really have found myself, finding myself, as cliche as that is, through college acting. They challenge you. They want you to really dive deep. And, with the college experience, you can relate to that in many ways. So, they've really challenged me, and I love my directors so much.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today, Ben. Let's go back to the desk with Raylan and Cameron.
Thanks, Summer. So Cameron, what can we expect this upcoming week with all the rain we're getting today?
Well, I think we can expect that rain to stick around for a little bit longer than we might like. But we'll know more about that when we return with the full forecast.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
With the new ChatGPT AI service taking the internet by storm, Google decided to introduce Bard, its very own AI chatbot tool, and what Google hopes to be ChatGPT's competition. It has very similar uses to ChatGPT, as in writing essays, planning parties, and even help you make lunch based off what's in your fridge. Users in the United States and the United Kingdom can join the waitlist to be among the first to use Bard.
These new AI programs are cool, but they're really
very
affecting education in a negative way, with students cheating a lot. And so I have very mixed emotions about these things.
I was gonna say, I have very mixed emotions, and it also is it's so smart that it's almost taking away the use for people.
I know.
Which is, I hate moving closer to that line.
I know, and I hate to see how many people will lose jobs because of this.
Exactly.
But I guess we'll see as we continue.
I guess we'll see. The need for humans should always be there, but
yes,
let's keep it that way. So Cameron, what can we expect going into this next week?
Thanks, guys. Well, we can look at what we have currently. It's actually pretty warm outside. When I stepped outside this morning, we felt that 60-degree warmth. The only thing to expect as we go later into today is for it to get just a little bit warmer with the highs of around 72, which I'm excited about. But sadly, we have some showers coming along with it. So we'll start to feel those a little bit, but we'll see that more in just a second. Right now, we can look at the night, though. We can expect that rain to come in heavily, and we'll feel that mostly tonight with those lows of around 52 degrees. When we look at today's temperatures, we already know that high of 72, that low of 52, a record temperature being 85 with a low of 16. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm very thankful we're not feeling that 16-degree weather today. If we look at our satellite, we can see all that we can feel coming in. So all that rain that we can see it coming through here as well. And we can expect that going into tonight and mostly tomorrow as well. And we can see that even more when we look at our radar. We can start to see it developing right about here, so we can't really see anything coming over us yet, but this is what's developing, and you can see that line coming across here. That's what's actually going to come over the top of us. One last look at those temperatures, though. We have that 64 degrees currently in Springfield. Kansas City has 42, so we're definitely warmer than Kansas City as of now, with Columbia and our surrounding areas also in those low 60s. And this is that rain that I was talking about. All of this right through here, that's the rain and thunderstorms in this green area, so that's all what we can expect. This right here, though, is severe thunderstorms and flash flood warnings. So we can see that that rain is just going to continue as long as it possibly can going into tonight. And we can see that in the 6-day forecast as well. Rain and thunderstorms Friday all day. And the only other time that we see rain this week, though, is Monday. But that, don't panic, is only about 30% chance. So some of us might not even actually get to see that rain come into effect. Something else to note on our 6-day forecast is that we actually can see some warmer weather coming up after that rain passes. So we'll have the cooler day on Friday and a little bit on Monday, but for the most part, we're touching those low 60s, which I'm actually very excited about. That's all I have for you guys right now. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Cameron. Well, I'm gonna need my umbrella and my raincoat, and then it's gonna be cold, but at least it's gonna warm up after that.
Well, I know that rain can be annoying while it's happening, but that brings the green grass and the spring flowers, and so it's so good that we're getting it, and I'm very excited for spring to come from it. Yes. Up next, a social media platform threatens American security, and Emmeline gives us the latest in sports. We'll be right back.
My kids put skis on as they were learning to walk. I want my kids to be able to have those moments with their kids. Being a scientist, I'm worried about climate change in so many different ways for my kids. From the second you have a child, you want to do everything to protect them. I think our action on climate change is no different. It's just an extension of being a mom.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
TikTok announced on Tuesday that it now has more than 150 million American users. It comes as federal officials demand the Chinese owners of the short-form video hosting service sell their stake in it or risk facing a U.S. ban of the app. The ultimatum follows years of negotiations with TikTok. It reflects growing national security concerns about the social media platform among U.S. lawmakers. The fear is that the app could be infiltrated by the Chinese government to spy on American users or gain access to U.S. user data. Others worry that the Chinese government could use the app to spread propaganda to a U.S. audience. At the heart of both fears is an underlying concern that any company doing business in China ultimately falls under Chinese Communist Party laws.
You know, we've been hearing about them trying to get rid of TikTok for a while, but with 150 million American users, I feel like it's going to be a lot harder than they think.
And they've already received a lot of backlash just saying that they're going to ban it. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out.
Very.
And now Emmeline Perkins with the latest in sports.
Thanks, Raylan. Kobe Graham, a freshman on the Evangel track and field team, broke the school record in javelin in his first collegiate meet with a throw of 58.5 meters. With this throw, Graham qualifies for the NAIA National Outdoors. By hitting the A standard, Graham also has the 7th best javelin throw in the NAIA this season. The track and field's next meet will be March 25th at the Minor Invitational. Senior Josh Pritchett was honored with this All-American second team on Tuesday, the 21st. This is the first time in his career. This is Evangel's first player to receive this high of an honor since Corey Tiller in the 2014-2015 season. Pritchett also is currently ranked 14th in all-time scoring at Evangel, 10th in 3 points made, 4th in assists, and 4th in steals. After it was revealed quarterback Aaron Rodgers has intentions to be playing with the New York Jets next season, Green Bay Packers CEO Mark Murphy was asked about the trade. He said he has sworn to secrecy on the topic. There has been a lot of talk over the past couple of weeks. At one point, Rodgers wasn't even sure if he'd be returning to play and was thinking about retiring. No deal has been reached, but it is all pointing that Rodgers will be joining the Jets next season. Golden State Warrior player Klay Thompson was spotted entering the American Airlines Center in a number 89 Dallas Cowboy jersey yesterday. Thompson said that he was wearing the jersey to pay tribute to a late friend. Tight end Gavin Escobar passed away in a climbing accident in Southern California last September. Both Thompson and Escobar were from the same hometown. The Warriors ended up winning their game yesterday against the Dallas Mavericks with a score of 127-125. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Emmeline. Up next, a restaurant is dabbling into 3D technology.
And Cameron joins us for our final forecast. Stay with us.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for mental health and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org.
Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seats for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
If someone said they were printing you a dessert, you would likely assume they'd hand you a piece of dessert on a piece of paper, tasting rather dry. But engineers at Evangel University are setting out to do the impossible, 3D print dessert. Using a 3D printing machine and laser technology, they whipped up a vegan cheesecake, and they believe this is just the first step to making practical 3D printing in mechanically assembled food. While some people may be put off by the 3D printing of food, the laser part is where the food would be cooked, very similar to how a microwave or an oven would work. And while the machines to 3D print food do exist, they are expensive and there are not any cookbooks for them quite yet. It's cheesecake, and I think they're gonna try to work with like the Cheesecake Factory to potentially like make that a thing that they actually do. But it would be difficult because I don't know if you'd have to like pre-mix the mix and then put it into the 3D
I
printing
know.
machine?
Yeah, that's really crazy, and I'm sure it tastes fine, but I'm not sure I could bring myself to eat a 3D printed meal.
No,
or
exactly.
dessert or anything.
A lot of people are having like
Yeah,
concerns,
like,
like
ugh.
this was made by a machine. This was printed. Like I said, it's like if I think print, I'm thinking a piece of paper.
Right.
Like,
exactly. You got to get it out of your mind.
Exactly.
Cameron, how's the weather looking for the rest of the week?
Thanks, guys. Well, we can expect that rain that I've been talking about throughout the period of the show on Friday. Rain and thunderstorms all day, and we could start to feel that today even as we go into tonight. It's just going to pick up and be heavy throughout the night and most of all tomorrow. And we could start to feel a little bit of rain on Monday as well with those scattered showers and highs of around 46, so it's going to be kind of cool. But the excitement is the warm weather to follow with 60s coming up through Wednesday and just getting warmer from there. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Cameron. That's all for us today. I'm Summer Ottershot.
And I'm Raylan Lakatos. This has been Newswatch Today, and please join us next week. For more about EUTV and the latest Evangel news, go to euvalormedia.com.